We are live at Bucca di Beppo right here on Wolf Road, 44 Wolf Road for Flock University, Flock U. And you have to take my word for this. We got a lot of great people here, don't we? I think I'm cool. And then I look over at Damon. Just a straight head nod, ready to go. We got a fun show planned for you today. We're gonna have a lot of good times. Every once in a while, I think we're gonna hear a little guy named Daniel talk, but we'll try to keep that to a minimum. Daniel's had a few. I'm just gonna tell you, waters. He's gonna have to pee a lot. But we're happy to be here. We're thrilled to be here. We got Dan and everybody here at Bucca has been amazing. They're putting together a little buffet for everybody, so you'll be able to eat, and of course, full menu, full bar available for you. But snack on the free, right?
Right. Let's spend a little money.
Yeah, well,
Bucca di Beppo. Come on,
listen,
no? This is a great place, and Dan does a great job. Spend a little money.
I don't know what you would possibly spend it on. All right, so we are live here at Flock University, live from Bucca di Beppo, and again, it's just a fun place to be. We're thrilled to be here. We're very thrilled to be joined by all of you. Of course, I am joined by the head coach, the general manager, the professor of Flock University himself, Damon Ware. Everyone.
I appreciate it.
I like this. We got to do this more.
Appreciate it. Absolutely.
So, all right. So, Damon and I have been we've been hanging out today a little bit, doing some stuff. But I noticed you seem to be taking the old professor notes to the AFL ops manual, the rules, all those things. Anything you saw today when you were looking over the AFL notes that you think everybody needs to hear about?
So, yeah, we had our weekly operational manual AFL call today, and so. A lot of things are going to be great. It's going to be a lot of what the old AFL was. So the game that we all know, that we love, that is the way that we're going. And so super excited about some of the things that they're doing, bringing from the past, making part of the present, part of our rebuild. It's a great situation. And so super excited about what we got going on with the AFL.
It's we're sitting here today, and people are showing pictures from '99 when the Firebirds won, and all these great things, and to hear that it's going to be the game that you guys love, and I know there's this more of a hashtag, more of a mantra of it's not indoor, it's arena. There's a difference between the two.
I mean, that's the thing is the reason that we went to the AFL versus any other league was the history. And so part of being the Firebirds was bring back the history. And we had an opportunity to go with any league that was out there in the country that was successful. We chose the AFL because guess what? This town is all about arena football.
It is, and it's becoming. It's funny. I've been here my whole life, so I kind of just accept it. And now I'm looking at it, and it's back, and there's excitement and. Again, you're the coolest dude in the room when it comes down to this stuff because I'm over here, juggling and trying to get attention. All you do is nod and they cheer. It's crazy. Like, right, he's going to nod, everybody. You ready? 3, 2, 1, nod. See? That's what I'm saying. People love Coach Ware. That's all there is to it, the professor himself. The other thing that I'm definitely noticing is people are loving who are coming into the team. I don't know if we have any room left. You've signed all the best players that I know of, but I think we've signed a few more. So, Flock U live from Bucca di Beppo. Who's flocking new?
No, I'm super excited to have Nick Hague, our linebacker, come back.
Why is it the ladies that are clapping? Why aren't the dudes? All right, there's a couple guys clapping. All right, yeah. But even those guys are looking at me like, the wife is very excited right now.
So just a kid that's grown up with us over the last couple of years. He's one of our emotional leaders. Getting him back was real important for us, obviously. Having that fiery leader on the field and somebody that's going to give that maximal energy. We were super excited to get him signed. Also bringing in Kevin Voiles, another kid that can play defensive end, linebacker, fullback. Another kid, he played for the Carolina Cobras last year. He is an absolute stud. And so the guys that we've brought in this year, we're super happy about. We're right at about, I think, 31 players. We'll bring in 35 to camp. We'll save some spots, obviously, for our tryouts. We'll save some spots, obviously, for the All-Star game I coach at in January in Miami. But ultimately, again, we have one heck of a football team that's coming here to the Capital Region. So I hope everybody's excited as I am to get this season going.
I guess with Haig, I mean, are we going to be the Firebirds? The Firebirds.
I love Haig. How are ya?
How are you?
I love it. I hear that every morning. He's always the first one in the building, and that's, I mean, again, when you have a guy that comes in first every day and he comes in with that kind of energy, it makes me energized, and so again, he keeps me young, and so I love to hear it.
There's very few people in this world that make the first impression in Albany that Haig did, and then become a legend in Albany. He was originally, the first time he came here, he was playing for the Jersey team. You were you were the associate coach, offensive coordinator. The game was over, and Haig approached first me, then team owner Mike Corda, talking all kinds of smack. And it's one of those. I got to be honest with you. Haig's a bad man, but I feel like Mike can pretty much walk out of any room he walks into in this world. And a year later, he's one of our favorite guys, and now he's coming back for his third year to be a part of the Albany franchise.
It's funny how it works, and when you're a competitor of a team, it's obviously you have that love-hate relationship. But guys you see across the field that just do a great job, they bring the energy, they bring the juice every game, and those are the guys that you notice. And so obviously we noticed that early in 2021 and brought him in 2022, and the rest is history. So he's done a great job being that fiery leader and doing a great job for us since he's been here.
Fiery.
Yeah.
Fiery. Yeah. Fiery. All right. So we've got a lot of news to get out there, and some of the news I didn't think was supposed to be out there, but hopefully loose lips sink ships but launch leaks.
We hope that's the way it goes.
What do we know about November 16th? I know we weren't supposed to talk about, like, first rule of November 16th is don't talk about November 16th, right. But why should we be the only ones who aren't?
Right. So everybody's talking about it. So let's talk about it a little bit. So obviously on November 16th will be our big announcement from the AFL. So we will be down in Times Square in the afternoon. We've got a block of time that will be surrounded in the Times Square, and we're going to have some big announcements. And so I don't want to go into all the announcements. I know some people have probably let some of those things out, but I want this to be special. And so when we get there for Times Square, you're going to hear some great things. You're going to hear about our media partners, obviously, which is huge. The AFL is doing a great job of bringing in some of the top media partners out there. So that's great. And then obviously our betting partners, and obviously, in sports, obviously betting is a huge thing. It's a very large money maker. And so obviously, again, we're going to bring in some major betting partners. And so you guys can actually bet on football games. And so it's going to be an exciting time. Obviously being there with the big screen in Times Square, it's going to be a great time. And so hopefully some of you guys can make it. If not, you'll see the live broadcast of it, but it's going to be some exciting news.
That awkward moment, I realized as team president, I can't bet on the games. Hey, Dan, you want to make some money? I'm sorry. All right, so November 16th is a big day. So there's a lot of you have been asking, like, when are we going to know this? When are we going to know that? When are we going to know the other thing? I would say 80% of what you're looking to find out will be by November 16th, if not on November 16th. So, little housekeeping behind the scenes. Been spending a lot of time talking to the people who are going to set up the infrastructure of the team. So for those of you who are like, hey, what's this? What's that? What's the other thing? I have got a group of people that are working on the phones and the internet and getting the office where it needs to be. This may shock you, but the offices weren't exactly left hospitably. So we're getting everything up and running. We'll get it right. We'll get it where it needs to be, and you will get your opportunity to enjoy Firebirds football. That's what it comes down to. And as long as this guy is coaching and bringing in these great players, it's going to be a lot of fun. My job becomes easy when it's, hey, do you want to go see a championship caliber arena football team coached by the professor himself, Damon Ware? So should we introduce them to our friend, our special guest?
Let's do it.
All right, we have a surprise guest. We're thrilled to have him in area. Everything came together where he could be here tonight. We're going to have him come over and jump in this seat right here. You'll be able to. People here already know who it is, and if you don't, now you do. Welcome, surprise guest, aka defensive coordinator, Dwayne Hollis Island. Our D coordinator, Mr. Hollis, is here. How you doing, Hollis?
Man, I'm good. I'm relaxing, enjoying myself.
Coach, talk to your DC. What's going on?
Hey, I was so excited to be part of his journey. He's been one heck of a player, and he's really been a coach the last couple of years. And so, defensively, if there was a question about defense I needed to know, I went to him. And so, I know he was ready for this transition probably a couple of years ago. But as players go, I always give our players the advice: play it as long as you want to, because eventually it becomes it's over. And so I still, before a game, still sweat and feel all those things that I did as a player, but you ultimately have to do it in your time. And so I'm just super happy we went through that transition over the last year of deciding, was it his time? It's his time now, and I'm just super excited to have him as the DC.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be out here. Thank you, Coach Ware, for giving me the opportunity. I'm just, I'm excited for just a new challenge. I just felt like I had accomplished everything I could on the field. Won a couple championships with a couple different organizations and things like that. So I just felt it was the right time, and just the position. I just couldn't turn that down.
How does it happen though? Like, I know you said it's the right time and everything, but you're still a top corner. You still have the ability to shut people down. I mean, you look at everybody who freaks out when they see your name. It's like it's Hollis Island. It's shut down. Dwayne shut down Hollis. At what, and as you know, to echo Coach Ware's sentiment, you are a coach. I've seen you coach up players, both offense and defense. What was it that made you decide it was time to become the full teacher?
Well, injury was a major
Father
factor.
time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I was pretty healthy, but just the recovery time and things like that. And I just wanted just a different challenge. Like it's different from being on the field and just kind of you're on the field and you're giving advice, and then you're off the field giving advice. And I also just wanted to be able to like kind of grow young men and give them the opportunities that I had.
I love it. Playing. So our ladies and gentlemen, our defensive coordinator, Dwayne Hollis, everyone. Go ahead, come on. Show him love. I love it. All right. So I have heard from other head coaches, you don't necessarily want a coordinator who's so close to the game. You want a guy who's been retired for a few years, all those things. So, Coach Ware, what was it about Dwayne Hollis that made you decide this is the guy, this is the right time, let's do it right now?
Well, there is other coaches that say there's a time frame that you should have before you become a coach, and I just don't agree. When it's time, it's time. And so I will definitely say in 2022, Dwayne was definitely part of us winning a championship. No matter what anybody says, is when it was time to get the secondary ready to play, he had his hands all over it. And so just watching him over the years being, we've laughed plenty of times at just how much him and I watch film and the things that we do. I knew he was ready probably 2 years ago to be a coach. But as I said, play your game as long as you can. There's a day that it's over and you're always going to miss it. But I wanted him to make that decision. And so we talked about it a lot this offseason. It was, what do you want to do? I wanted him back as a player. I mean, let's not play that game at all. I wanted him as a player to be one of our defensive leaders coming into 2024. But I also wanted him to consider both of those options. And I didn't bug him. I didn't, make him go one way or the other. I said, I want this to be your decision. And when you make that decision, then either way, you're going to be with us. It doesn't make a difference. And so ultimately he had called and said, you know what, coach, I think it's time to make that transition. And I'm super excited. This is going to be a fun season and he's going to do a great job.
All right. You didn't bug him. I will. Let's say we need a corner. Let's say something happens, 3, 4, 5 games into the season. And the best, Daniel's just said it for me. Maybe you'll switch up. Maybe you'll get on the field.
I will say that based on AFL rules, once you start as a coach, there is no playing. So that's out of the question.
Boo.
That's out of the question.
Is it 100% out of the question? Can I petition the league?
We went through that in the operations manager today, as a matter of fact.
All right. All right. Well, and so I think I speak for everybody here when I say we're sad that we're not going to see you on the field as the player, but we're thrilled that we're going to see you on the field as the leader and the coach.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Now, more importantly, how the heck are you going to not want to go out there and put on a uniform the second somebody doesn't do exactly what you want them to do in coverage?
Well, I've experienced that as a player.
But I mean, that is the thing. Like last year I got to go down to Orlando and watch you play in a situation that, listen, was not ideal, but you still were shut down Hollis. You went out there, you handled your business, you did your job, and you could obviously still do your job. Like in your head, how are you going to do it? Like, how are you going to keep from like just itching the skin and wanting to be out there? Because it's gonna, at some point, you're gonna miss that part of it.
Trust me, I went through all the different, obstacles in my head. Like, but honestly, I was like, it's just time, and I just feel like my maturity level at this point is I'm just ready to, sit down, just give my knowledge to other players and things like that. And these young boys are getting pretty fast nowadays. So.
All right, let me flip the question. I asked Coach Ware why it was time for you to be his defensive coordinator. Why is it you chose Coach Ware to be your head coach when you stepped into the DC role?
2021, best offense. 2022, best offense. So it was honestly, just me. I'm more about just personality and just how someone carries themselves. So I wouldn't want to go into like a hostile environment and things like that. And I've been with him, and he puts in the work. I put in the work. So why wouldn't you be with somebody that you have the same goals and you have the same work ethic and things like that?
I love it, man. So we've got our head coach, general manager, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. The majority of your coaching staff is sitting up here next to some fat guy who talks too much. Just so we're clear. But I mean, these are two guys that like the love of the game and the leadership and we lovingly call you the professor, but like I've seen both of you teach. Like for you, Coach Ware, when you're sitting there running your drills and everything with the Ironman aspect, how do you split players? Is it a rotational thing? Like who answers to Coach Hollis on one day and Coach Ware on the other?
It's a very interesting process, obviously being an Ironman. And so him and I have to be glued at the hip, obviously. Our wide receivers will be DBs. And so him and I have to be, locked in eye and eye again on how we do those rotations. In Ironman, you really don't have, in outdoor football, you have a first string and a second string. In Ironman football, you have a 1A and 1B. And you have to combine these two units to be very productive. For us to be the number one offense and the number one defense, we have to have a combination of guys that's going to be able to win no matter who's on the field. And so the best part about us is, we'll sit down and break down film every day together, and we'll figure out what that best process is what is our better defensive unit that can score points? What's our offensive unit that can make stops on defense? And so obviously in special teams, obviously with having a net, the ball's going to come off the net. You got to have guys that will run down and make plays on special teams. And so him and I will be locked at the hip every day. We'll make those decisions together. And obviously, again, we've got to be correct on those things. It's such a tedious process, obviously, on figuring out who's going to start, who's going to be the second group that comes in. And so him and I will be locked solid, and we'll make those decisions together.
What's harder, to make those decisions for a game or for a practice?
Obviously for a game. I mean, it's, like I said, in a practice, we can make mistakes in practice and it doesn't hurt us, but when you make a mistake in a game, it could cost you a game. And so those are the things we have to be dead on. Our whole staff, I mean, obviously everybody that's part of our coaching staff has to be locked in on substitution rules and those kind of things. And so that's the key of Ironman football, is always knowing every little detail of your rotations. And so we'll have those things locked in, and it's going to be a fun time.
All right. What's going to be the hardest thing realistically? Is it a goat? Is it getting a goat to do everything he's supposed to do when he has to do, especially when that goat is sitting across the room smiling at me right now and he's pretty much best friends with your defensive coordinator? Like, is the GOAT going to be an offensive specialist? Is Darius Prince going to try to play both ways because one of his best friends is now the DC, or what are we looking at for the MVP himself?
Got to understand with Darius, he's the best receiver in the game, and so obviously we want him to play receiver most of the time. Am I opposed to him playing some defense? For his guy, absolutely not. But first things first is obviously we want to score points. This is an
Why are you writing that
game,
down?
And this is an
I
offensive
feel like
game.
Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter.
But it's an offensive game, and obviously Darius is the best there is, and so obviously we want him to score 5 or 6 touchdowns a night, and if he can do that, that's more important than him going to play defense at this point.
Sorry, as the guy who has to handle the budget, that's 5 or 6 footballs that get handed out of the stands. I can't. He's got to tone it down. That's too much scoring, guys. Calm down. Seriously, it's too much scoring.
You should know better by now. He's definitely going to go send those balls to the people that he knows in the stands, and that's also what I love about him. He's huge in the community. He loves all you guys. I mean, if anybody came and asked him, hey, can you bring me a ball after you score a touchdown? He's the type of guy that's going to go do it. And so, again, it's a great thing, and people should love having an MVP that does those kind of things.
It is funny to me too. Like, so we're live at Bucca di Beppo. We're having a blast. We got the buffets coming out. People are enjoying some food, some beverages, and one of the things I noticed is the boss Dan, who's a great guy, takes great care of us whenever we're here. He's definitely part of the Firebirds family. His son runs in and instantly runs right to Darius, like instantly, like right to Darius. They're all of a sudden it's Cirque du Soleil in here.
So, but again, that goes to show Darius is a great guy off the field.
We're ruining your image.
if you're in the NFL, maybe you don't get a chance to go out and see some of these guys and be a part of their day-to-day life. The great part about arena football is these guys are always an arm away from the front row seats, and so get those front row seats. But you can actually go down on the field and get signatures from these guys, talk to these guys after the game, and that's part of the lull of us in arena football is you can be close to us. And so anybody that wants to talk to Darius, I mean, again, he's always available. He's a great kid. He will, he'll play with your children. He'll have a great time. He's just a great kid. And so sometimes that gets lost in the shuffle. He's a great football player, but he's a great person.
Richard Kapner said he has the goat mask. Is that real? Oh no, Victoria's wife has the goat mask. That one of my favorite things to being part of this group and doing the job that I kind of do with a lot of help from everybody. It's not my favorite thing. I just want to go to the games. I want to yell. I want to have fun. But when you guys are coming out and I get to fist bump and all these things, and I remember the championship game when the goat mask came out, Darius is locked in back there. Like if you don't get that quick handshake and whatever, you're not getting him because he's getting ready to go out and put on a show. And all of a sudden out of nowhere, I hear, look at. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Is something wrong? Like whatever. And I turn around, he pulls the mask out. He goes, and I'm like, oh God, I can't. Like I was one of the few times I ran out around the side just to see because I didn't know what he was going to do. I didn't know anything about the goat mask. I didn't know if there were fines coming.
That's the funniest thing is I had no idea. That was, but it was just such a cool moment. It was just for a championship game. It was a big moment, and he came out with the goat mask. It was a cool thing. So.
Absolutely. All right. So anything we haven't covered yet that I've forgotten about because there's food and I get distracted. Obviously, it's swimmer's build.
Good shit. I still want our community to know we love that you support us. We will come support you. Please contact us as much as you can. The gang is here. Yeah. We've got Hollis here in the offseason, Darius Prince obviously here. We're available to come and participate in what you do because we know how important it is when you guys come and support us. So please call us with things that we can be a part of. We'd love to be a part of anything that you guys got going on that you feel that we would enhance the moment. So please give us a call.
Yeah, fundraisers, things like that for the community. I know we're gonna be doing the Schenectady Holiday Parade on November 18th. We're looking for places to go and hang out and be with everybody. So don't be afraid to reach out. You can find all the information right there at firebirdsafl.com or firebirdsarenafootball.com. Both websites have everybody's contact info. And we're here for you. And you can even do it in the comments during the show. But I think it's time for questions from the flock. And we are set up. If you guys have questions here and you want to ask them, feel free to walk up. I'll keep you off camera if you want, or on. We can figure it out either way. But anybody here have a question they want to get started with? For Daniel, you got a question? Come on over. Keep it clean.
What if we lose one game?
If we only lose one game, we're going to win it all then,
We had a
right?
good season.
Let's
Yeah.
make sure it's during this
I
regular
don't-
season.
Right.
But we should win all games.
Yeah, all right. So
I mean, like that's what we should do.
I like.
Especially good players.
Absolutely.
I feel like
I love the energy.
I feel like this is like Mike Corda, Andy Gelcher, and Richie says that the three owners sent him.
I don't know if we will win all or just lose at least one or more.
What do you think? What do you predict for the Firebirds this year?
I think that they're going to win all games.
I love you.
Well, it's,
I love
yeah, all right.
They
There you go.
They better. They better.
Pressure.
They better win all games.
He's like, if my dad's feeding you guys, you're gonna win the games. That's all there is to it.
So look, we've like I said, we didn't play in the recruiting. We started that process early. We had all hands on deck. We've signed a great football team that's going to ascend here in the Capital Region come the end of March. We're super excited about the guys that we have. Yes, the goal is to win every single football game and win the championship. Whether those things happen or not, a lot of things play into those things. But do we know that we'll compete for a championship and we'll give everything we got from a coaching standpoint? Absolutely.
All right, we're going to grab some questions from out here on Facebook and YouTube. But again, if anybody has a question, just give me a wave and come on up, and we'll get you on here. I like this one because I've seen this come through. So apparently, Tim Brown, Hall of Fame Raider, did an interview locally, and he talked about the fact that there was going to be 6 players, whatever. That's not our league,
Right.
So any truth to the rule? Only 6 people on the field at a time.
There's a difference. So that is called the Arena League, and we are the Arena Football League. So it's always frustrating when somebody tries to come with a name that's close to ours, and obviously for business standpoint, I get why they would do such a thing, but we are the Arena Football League. There is not 6 players. We are 8 players on the field. We are completely different from Tim Brown, obviously a great football player, Hall of Famer for the Raiders. Absolutely love the guy as a player, but his league is not our league, and so we need to stop confusing the two.
Absolutely, and as you said, that's done on purpose. That's they're putting together this league, this hybrid of a bunch of things. Yeah,
Right.
and it's not even close to what we're doing. Trayvon Shorts, fire. That was when you got announced. Hollis. So Shorts is ready. So listen, I hope you like it when you're the linebacker out there and the DC's telling you what to do. I'm just saying. We'll see what happens
Nah,
then.
he's a great player. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, the beauty of this is Daniel over here is gonna be hosting this thing next week. I'm gonna get to hang out. I'm gonna get a couple beers. It's gonna be Daniel, Damon, and probably Darius. And that'll be what's going on. Here's I like this one a little bit just because it brings me back. Is Joe Hill still playing? He balled out for the Empire. Would love to see him in Firebirds gear. I know he played 2 years ago?
Joe Hills is a police officer down in Tampa, Florida.
Which freaked me out, by the way.
So obviously he has a full-time job. Obviously he is an outstanding player and had great time in the Arena Football League, but he has a full-time job. And so, no, he will not be part of this edition of 2024.
Do you think when he catches somebody, he pulls the Superman shirt underneath his gear? This is just Richard. Enough about the players. Let's talk about the dancers. We're working on it, Rich. All right,
Rich, come on, Rich. I'm telling Victoria.
I guess I gotta tell you. I mean, as much as I love our promo team, our dance team, all that stuff, they don't score touchdowns. So let's focus on winning games, and the rest will come together. Again, if anybody here at Bucca is interested, it is the food's coming out. That's why they're getting all quiet.
I see.
I don't blame them neither.
Look at that.
Me
Great over there too.
A lot of people excited that you're here.
Feels great.
Shut down Hollis, and I'm excited that you're here, obviously, and it's very cool that everybody's excited to see you coach as they were to see you play. And I'm going to petition that rule change as soon as possible, just in case.
Well, there will be no more dancing in the middle of that.
You can't tell me. All right, hold on. That's a lie. That is a flat. I'm sorry. We just caught our defensive coordinator lying. Timeout. If there's a big play on defense, you're not going to be over on the sideline with the team.
Not full fledged. Maybe a little shoulder shrug,
Like a little shimmy?
Yeah.
A little shimmy.
What if somebody tells you, like, hey, if I get 3 interceptions this year, you got to dance with me?
I plead the fifth.
Look at all this great food back there.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to eat, the food is out there in the back. It looks delicious.
Yeah, don't be shy. We're loud enough. You can hear us.
Can move around a little bit while we're talking, but yeah, Dan does a great job of providing the spread for us, and we greatly appreciate it.
If you guys don't start eating, he may not feed us ever again. So just go ahead. It's fine.
Right.
This is like a family dinner here at Bucca, man. We don't play around. Yeah, there you go. Come on. All right. Tim Capper, who's from Arena Fan. This is a question. I don't know. You may know the answer to this. I'm not sure. Even though it's been 23 years since the Firebirds left for Indiana, will this version of the Firebirds inherit their stats? That's an interesting. I don't know how that would work. That's probably more for Arena Fan.
Yeah, I feel like that's an Arena Fan question.
Yeah, that's definitely an Arena Fan question. But
what? Okay. Grab a microphone if you want to talk, man.
Here you go.
All of a sudden, Darius is shy.
Okay.
Dan, come on over. Dan. Everybody, give it up. Dan is the one who's feeding us all and taking care of it. Everybody, give a round of applause for Dan here at Bucca.
And his staff, though. And his staff. His staff is all a part of this as well.
All right, guys. So Dan was nice enough to take care of us and host us here. And we're working on ways we're going to work with Bucca straight through the season. But Dan, why in the world do you hang out with these people, these Firebird ruffians?
Like Darius said last week, community, man. It's all about community. I took over this place a year ago, and I just want to get involved in community. I love what's going on with the Firebirds, but it's not just me. It's like Coach Ware. I'm the GM, but I'm a coach. I tell everyone else what they should do, and they execute. And if they execute right, then it's just, they do the right thing. So it's not me. It's my staff. It's my managers. It's my team. And just a shout out to them because they're the ones that put all this on. I just came in and told them what to do, and they're the ones that executed. So that's it.
I love it.
Great coach.
And I'll tell you, you come to Bucca, you get that family style food, you get everything. One more question, Dan. Why is your kid so shy? I mean,
Shy.
I know.
We know.
I've been a season ticket holder since day one because of him, and it was a few years. He was young, and since he was able to come, it's been nothing but love from the team before, the team now, and for me, I was, I'm 47, so I have those memories of the original Firebirds, and these are the memories I want to build with this kid, so that when he's 47 and I'm going.
Well, hopefully you're still here at 40.
Right.
40. I mean,
Whatever it is.
Oh,
right.
All right.
He'll have
you never let go of memories, and those are the memories I'm trying to build.
I love it.
He is really old.
All right, I'm turning that mic off. That kid. I'm just watching his Christmas tree dwindle. Just go right now.
Not even nice, huh? Wow.
There was talk about preseason games. Do we know if that's going to happen? I think that's a November 16th thing, right?
So we'll get into that a little bit later. We do have an opportunity to play some preseason games. We will sit down as an organization. We'll sit down as a coaching staff. Dwayne and I we'll figure out if are those things necessary for us. At the end of the day, the biggest factor of playing preseason games is just getting injured. And so for us, is it worth putting those games on and putting our players at risk, or is it going to be something where our camp is just so battle tested that maybe we need to see some of these kids in game action before we can make those decisions? But we'll get into that in a couple weeks.
Can I play in a preseason game?
No.
I'll say yes with a waiver. But again, I just want your will in place for your daughter before we do that. But we do need you for this.
She's going to be here shortly. She's going to be like, put him in. Put him in. He snores. The house is ridiculous. All right. So anybody here, I know you guys are eating now and the food is phenomenal. I'm looking forward to myself. If anybody here has a question, if anybody online has a question, now's the time because we are about to hang out with the peeps here at Bucca di Beppo right here on Wolf Road. Not you. You're shut off. You want NDP? I asked you to grab the microphone before. I love this. This is what I'm gonna get now. So for everybody who's not here and can't see what's happening, Darius Prince is sitting quietly. Like Darius and Dan have become good friends. Dan from Bucca, so he's hanging out with Dan. He's relaxing, and then he is now going to come up to me tomorrow and be like, "Why'd you ask me out of the show? Why didn't you have me on the show?" Meanwhile, the mic has been sitting there the whole time, and then he's going to go to me again. He's going to be like, "There, oh, hold on, Dan, come on, hold on. No, come on, give it. Here we go. All right." Leave Dan alone. Dan's working. All right. Here we go.
Firebird's gonna win championship.
There you go. I like it.
There we go.
There we
go. There we go.
All right. Let's. I have a question for the GOAT. Look at that. I need a handshake. I need a thing. I'll be like,
don't have all that cool stuff.
I don't have that. Man. I don't. All right. What happens during a game?
Hold on. Am I in the camera?
Yeah, no, I turned it. I'm out of the camera now. You're in it. What happens? Don't just
not over a little bit.
What happens? What happens during a game when one of your absolute best friends has to check you for not doing what you're supposed to be doing?
I would.
Yeah, this ought to be a good answer.
I mean, obviously, like I said, anytime I speak about Dwayne, he's probably the reason why I won MVP in 2017 for the Philadelphia Soul. He gave me great advice, and I was in my head. I was a young kid. I was, to be honest, blowing the game. He was like, "Come on, go down there and make the play. Run down there as fast as you can." And I went down there and I tackled Kendrick Ings in the end zone. And the next play, Sean Daniels got a safety, and that was like a big turning point of the play. So of the game, big turning point of the game. So everybody knows I love this dude. This guy's special to me, so I would love for him to play this year. But I understand that, there's a point in time where you hang up the cleats and you go, you pick up the whistle and the clipboard and you go coach. But I mean, I wouldn't get into it with this dude, man. This guy's a big part of my career, and I love him to death, man.
How much of that do you believe?
100% of it.
I've seen the relationship that Damon Ware and Darius Prince have is it's a special one. It's fun to watch work. The relationship that you two have is like if Batman and Robin played football and just had fun all the time. So like now that you've got to sit there and you're like, what happens? I can't wait to see the dynamic. I guess is where I'm going.
So it's more like a fire and ice type of
right. I picked Batman and Robin because I wanted to see which one he was going to get mad that you thought you were Robin, but it didn't work.
But nah, he has his personality. I have my personality. I'm more of a laid back, chill, which kind of it works for us. And he's fiery. But I love it.
By the way, that's his Darius Prince impersonation.
I mean, but he puts in the work. He's a wonderful person. If you see him on the field, I want that. I want a fiery guy that's going to be on the field. He's smart. He's intelligent. That's the things that people don't say about him. But he's smart and intelligent. He understands coverage. He understands what the moment is in the game as well.
You worried about these two a little bit? Come on, I am.
Absolutely not. If I thought it would have been a problem, we'd have had that conversation. These kids are both professionals. Dwayne, I'm excited for his turning point in his career. And it'll be different. Absolutely. It'll be different.
I do want to say something because it's like, you guys know how much crap I talk towards the opponent.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You? No, not at all. No, no. I've never seen Darius knock a guy to the ground and flex over him while he walks away. I've never seen any of that.
But speaking on our relationship and him coaching now is even when in 2021, me and him was teammates for 3 years prior to that, and he was playing for the Jersey Flight, and I scored a touchdown on him, and I didn't even. Because I have so much respect for this dude. You know what I mean? Like, I love this dude to death, man. We locked in for life, man. I will always consider this dude a brother to me. So even when I played against him, I wouldn't even come at him during the game because of how much respect I got for this guy. So even him as a coach right now, if I want him to dig into. Yes, yeah.
All
Tell me what I'm doing wrong, because I respect this guy that much. Because, like I said, going back to 2017, if it wasn't for him screaming at me and yelling at me as a vet at the AFL level back then, I probably wouldn't have did the things I did in that game. So I pay all homage to this dude. I love this dude to death, man, and it's my brother for life.
I just need a moment. I'm gonna need a moment. I mean, no,
But if he calls some bullshit, I'm
Knew that was coming.
the Simon Thor's over.
all right. Listen,
That's my dog,
this is it's a little dinner theater for you guys. So I'm just trying to figure out where the nerve is. All right, let's put it like this. Darius, you're in practice.
Yeah,
Somebody mouths off to the defensive coordinator.
we ain't doing. I'm gonna stop you. We ain't doing that. I mean, it's
Not you, somebody.
it could be whoever. We not. That's the thing that we've built here within this organization, is that we don't do that here. You don't disrespect a teammate. You don't disrespect someone on the coaching staff. We just don't do that there. If you think you're going to come in here and disrespect one of your teammates, a coach, no matter what their title is, you're gone. We just don't do that here. You know what I mean? Like we just don't do it. So if you think you're going to come in here and disrespect somebody, you're going to be in bye. Find a new team.
I said my favorite.
I'm gonna go to bat for both of these guys. I'm gonna go to bat for them. You know that.
Oh, 100%. I know that. I thought we were boys, but
I'm going to bat for you too.
yeah,
But ain't nobody gonna cut you out in practice. You know, you do the behind the scenes stuff. You know. What I mean?
yeah. Usually it's you and I. Darius,
Yeah.
I will say Darius is a perfectionist. He's a straight perfectionist. Like he wants everything the way it's supposed to be. Blah. And it's like one of those things where I'll be like, okay, well, that's going to be next week. And, no, it needs to be now. I'm like, Damon.
But that's greatness, and again, that's the things that you love, and you got to take the good with the bad. Is when a kid wants to be great, you got to be a part of every part of that process. And so, yes, is there times where I'm like, oh Lord, it's not today, but yes, I want him to be great. I want him to have all the things that it takes for him to be successful. Like I said, he was my first recruit here in 2021, and I want him to be the absolute best he can be at all times.
Brittany said, oh, so sweet.
My dog, Parks and Recs. Sponsorship.
I tried to recruit him 2021 too. I'm glad he didn't come.
Somebody been having barbecue on a hood.
Paul is definitely trying to get me come to the flight. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm glad you made that decision.
I made the right decision that day.
There's plenty of food, by the way, too. So if you're like in the area, Bucca di Beppo, 44 Wolf Road, get in here right now, hang out with us. Even when the show immediately ends, we're still not done with this party. We're gonna have fun and hang out with everybody. It's a family meal.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And for everybody that showed up today, we greatly appreciate you all. Seriously, for coming out and taking the time out of your day. We know everybody works jobs and everything like that. You got your daily routine that you got to do. Oh man, I got a job. I got a job. But we appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come here and spend it with us. Come to the Coaches Show, and it's open to whoever wants to come and be a part of this. You know, I know a lot of everything's on social media, technology, but what better feeling you got to come in person and interact with everybody? I mean, I feel like and we breaking bread. You know, so. Right. I appreciate you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys I appreciate everybody that came here tonight and supported us for the Coaches Show.
Yeah, it doesn't happen without you guys. So seriously,
it really doesn't happen without you guys. So let's keep this thing going.
Tom has got me paying for everybody's drinks at Block Party, and then wants to let everybody know that the meatballs here are amazing. So you're half right. Tom is half right online. Listen, I just want to say, like, it's one of those things where it's fun to make fun, and that's what I do. But these people are real, and there was a part of me who didn't want to do the job again because it's hard. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's not easy. It's a lot easier 3 to 5 Monday through Friday on Fox Sports to talk about football than it is to do the work to help run the team with these guys. So, but when these three were involved, I was like, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. So we're here. We're going to do this thing. We're going to bring home rings, and that's just how it's going to be. I guess it's time to just grab a beverage and eat, right? I mean,
just one more thing. So this was one of the major reasons that us guys got here at this point in time of the season. So we normally don't do this come in October. We normally come kind of when the season starts.
It's too cold for them up here usually.
It still is.
Right.
But
What's that? I don't know. Darius,
Yeah.
is it warmer in Philadelphia?
I wouldn't know. I'm in Orlando, so it is warmer in Orlando right
But
now.
you
It's
grew
probably
up in
about-
Philadelphia, though,
No, I
right?
grew up in Pittsburgh.
No.
We're not gonna do that.
Mm.
412 is better than
I think-
215.
5-2-6-7.
412 is better than 215, 467.
8, 6,
and
7,
all
5,
that.
3.
Yeah,
Oh,
we- Pittsburgh's the best city in Pennsylvania, so we're just gonna leave it at that.
Well, I'm from Virginia. So
He's from Virginia, so it don't even matter. But
But the reason the guys are up here is they're here to help bring us all together. So if you're, there'll be a point where they'll be able to get you your tickets. There'll be a point where they'll be able to work with local businesses. So like if you're sick of talking to people like me and you'd rather talk to the guys who actually play the game to get your tickets, to get your partnerships with the team, these are the guys. The three of them are here to do it.
yeah, it was just something, I know we said we weren't going to speak about last year because we're going to put that behind us. But, when Mike, Andy, and Richie, got together and brought the team back for this season, man, we just, like Dwayne just said, we've never signed this early to be a part of an organization. And I talked to a couple people tonight where we felt like we were robbed of what happened last year. So we had a chance to make it right this year, and we didn't think twice about it, and we jumped on board, and we're just glad to be back in the capital region and be back with genuine people that we know care about us and we care about them.
Let's make trouble.
Let's make trouble. I'm
because-
all for making trouble.
There's a guy over there. That's how it happened.
Oh,
There's a
he's
guy
stuck
over there.
there.
That's how it happened.
how did
That's how
I
it
miss this
happened.
big ass head?
Came in like a
Can we-
kingpin from Marvel
can we-
Parade Float.
Okay.
Came right in.
Can we do like a Budweiser hot seat and put him on a hot
Just turn
seat
the
right
camera
now?
so everybody can see Mike Corda
Can we put
and
him
this
on a
lovely family. Look at him trying to hide. Yeah. Mike Corda, everybody. And
Mike
his
Corda,
beautiful
everybody,
family.
man.
Gina and Juliana.
Gina, Juliana, Mike, we love you to death. We appreciate everything you do for us. So can we put Mike on a hot seat right now?
He signed my check, bro.
I want to get up and put Mike in this exact seat right now.
I've been deal.
Let's go.
It's
Come on,
everybody.
Mike.
He's
Mike,
not
you
going to
gotta
do it for
say
us.
something.
He's
Go,
going to
Mike.
do it for you.
Let's go, Mike.
Oh no. What you couldn't hear was Mike just went, "You wrong."
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Mike Corda has been a friend of mine since kindergarten. The poor SOB. He is one of the reasons the team came back in the first place. He's definitely the reason the team stayed, and now he is one of three owners who is why it's back again. But he is the gullible SOB who keeps me employed and brought these guys up early. Mike Corda, everyone. It doesn't happen without the big bald head. So you want a hot seat, and then you walked away. You got what questions did you have for him, Darius?
What's the questions, Darius?
I have a question. Let's start here. Let's start here. Why? Why do you keep doing it? Like you've got rings, you've got championships, you've got people who I owe you my house at least. Why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep sacrificing what you have to give us football here in the capital region?
That's exactly it. It's community. The community and again, just the love of the game. Arena football belongs in Albany. And we've been through the gauntlet. We know how things have to work, how they gotta happen, the mistakes we made, some big mistakes, Darius. But we've learned a lot through the time and made it so that we really think we got perfected now. I got two great partners that I think are going to be very instrumental in how things are happening. And the fact that we got, coach, even Darius in town now, here year round, it just shows what it means to get this back to the community and have them here and to push it. It's going to be so different. And I don't want to say we're trying to make it like it was back in the day in 99. I want that to be a piece of what was. I want to be a piece of what 21, 22 was for us and put it all together and make it the best it's ever been for the community.
I just want to point out I was in town before they were. I think it's important to.
Hey, I'm just saying, our ring's bigger.
That's fair. That's fair. I've got a 2019 ring, and it is kind of rinky dink next to the ones from 21 and 22, and it's brought to my attention quite a bit. You remember that 2019 ring, Darius? Don't you?
Whoa.
Darius, you remember that?
You're talking to coach as well.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. You remember too, don't you, Dwayne?
I cried that night.
Me too. Tears of joy. Champagne stings the eyes, guys. It really does. No, but listen, it's all kidding aside. This is gonna be fun this year, guys. We're gonna have fun. And Daniel said we can't lose a game. He was here. He said we can't lose a single game. So here we go. So you have a question? All right. Mike couldn't hand that mic off faster. It was
When people say Dwayne, I'm like, wait, which Dwayne? Dwayne shut down Hollis or Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
same guy. Have you ever seen them in a room together? Same. That is
No.
The Rock.
I haven't seen Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but I do see Dwayne shut down Hollis right now.
He's way more important.
He is right in front of me.
There you go.
I think we have our new on-field hype guy. I think
I know.
I've been replaced.
I love it.
I think I've been replaced.
I love it.
I'm good with it. I've been replaced. Daniel's taking over.
I mean, listen, if this keeps up, we're going to have to change that rule.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have to bring him back. I mean,
I love that. Like all of a sudden he just like pulls off the polo and the pads are on. And he runs out and just doesn't play. I think it's
nice, but rules are rules. He's the
Yeah.
coach now,
Yeah.
and so
Thank you, Coach.
he will instruct the next guy to pull out his Superman costume.
Darius, for those who can't hear Darius off mic, said we got 4 months to talk him into changing. So, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be some spirited debates here at Bucca.
We got one more
There you go.
question.
Daniel's back.
I have one more question.
Okay, one more. Last one. Make it
when
work.
will the first game? When will there be their first game happening?
We will tell you that on
What
November
day?
16th.
It'll be in
What day?
April.
It'll be Saturday.
but
Can
it
you
will.
please tell me
But
right
we'll
now?
we'll announce that to the public. in 2 weeks.
Please.
All right. That's all right. Good.
not for nothing. We need him for sponsorships.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you own a business, we're sending Daniel and you're about to be on the field. It's
Right.
gonna happen.
He said, "Did you say no?"
Right.
Right.
Did you say no?
I love it.
No.
Wait.
I don't understand that.
Give us 2 weeks, Daniel. Give us 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll know.
What?
Right. I know. He's looking right at you. Right?
Oh my goodness. Why me?
The intensity.
Right.
Darius said no. Darius said no. Darius said no. All right, we have lost control.
2 weeks.
We've lost control.
2
All
weeks.
right. Oh, you're on.
Oh, right. I guess we're
All
ending it.
Daniel
Daniel
shut
said
down
we're
Bucca di Beppo over here. Has decided it's time to eat dinner.
Right.
Right. I need everybody to come.
Definitely a young prince.
I love it.
Just get me on the phone.
Right. DJ Kid, tough crowd. No,
I'm
just one
hired
kid,
him for
just
sure.
one.
though.
So that didn't
Right.
happen?
Daniel, how old are you? How old are you? We have a 6-year-old bouncer at Bucca di Beppo.
Wow.
We'll take you out.
Right.
You will pay your tab. You will
Right.
be pleasant to the servers.
Right. Let's.
All right, it's time. It's
Right.
time. It's
Yeah.
time. All right. One more announcement for everybody. First of all, you got to get over to Bucca right now. 44 Wolf Road. We're hanging out. There's food. There's the full menu available to you. To purchase all those great things. We do have to announce where next Flock you will be. And that is going to be live from Elusive Restaurant and Bar in Rensselaer. So something tells me we'll be back here eventually because this is perfect.
Absolutely.
But Elusive, you got a high bar. You got to catch that bar. Elusive's going to be next week, 6 o'clock on Wednesday. We'll be there, and but I really like Dan and the staff here at Bucca di Beppo, the food, the people,
Great job.
all y'all. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. To the coach, the professor, Damon Ware. Shut down DC Hollis, the GOAT, Darius Prince.
And you can't forget about me, Darius Prince.
Oh
And-
my God.
And the guy who brought us all together for better or for worse, Mike Corda, right there. All right, I'm going to shut this down. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.